Chapter 9. The Light. The Silver Fox says, "The sun never asks the tree to pay it back for the light. It simply shines." Many of us were taught that giving means losing. We were taught that being a good person meant emptying ourselves. So we give our time, our energy, our attention. We rescue people who are not yet ready to be rescued. And at the end of the day, we feel exhausted, brittle, empty. That is not true giving. That is a leak. Look at the sun. It warms the earth. It wakes the flowers. It fills the trees with life. The sun never burns itself out trying to convince the flowers to grow. It simply shines. When you remember who you are, you become a little more like the sun. You no longer give because you need to be the hero. You no longer give because you need somebody to notice. You give because your center is overflowing. You stop absorbing everyone else's sadness to prove you care. Instead, you quietly hold your light. Others are free to warm themselves beside it. You become someone who gives more than they take, not because your cup is empty, but because it naturally overflows. Today's recall: give something today, without needing anybody to notice. A smile, a moment of patience, a silent wish for someone's happiness. The Silver Fox smiles. You never lose your light by sharing it. You simply make the room brighter. This isn't something you do once. It slowly becomes the way you walk through the world. Let's find that rhythm together. Chapter 10. The Everyday Recall. The Silver Fox says, "You do not need to be perfect. You simply need to find your rhythm." Reading a book in a quiet room is easy. Living it in a busy world is something else entirely. There will be days when you forget what you have remembered. There will be days when you find yourself carrying the heavy bags again. There will be days when you read the old script, close the familiar door, and allow the noise of the world to pull you away from your quiet center. That does not mean you have failed. It simply means you are human. The recall was never about becoming flawless. It was never about getting everything right. It has always been about noticing, pausing, and gently finding your way home again. Your body already understands rhythm. Your heart beats in a rhythm. Your lungs breathe in a rhythm. The seasons move in a rhythm. The sun rises and sets in a rhythm. Perhaps life has been inviting you into that rhythm all along. The recall is simply another way of remembering it. When someone frustrates you, you notice the script and quietly put it down. When life feels heavy, you notice the bags and gently set them aside. When fear appears, you notice the closed door and slowly turn the handle. You do not force anything. You do not judge yourself. You simply begin again. One ordinary Tuesday at a time, one breath at a time, one gentle reminder at a time. Eventually, you stop trying to remember the recall, because the recall quietly becomes the way you live. You walk a little lighter, you stand a little taller, you smile a little more often, not because life became easier, but because you remembered where your quiet center was. Today's recall: forgive yourself for the moments you forget. Every single breath is another chance to remember. The Silver Fox smiles. The journey doesn't end when you find the path. That is simply where the walking becomes beautiful. You already have everything you need. The only thing left is to begin. Let's turn the page together. Chapter 11. A New Beginning. The Silver Fox says, every ending is simply the place where another path quietly begins. Take one slow breath. Look how far you have already traveled. When you first opened this book, perhaps you were searching for answers. Perhaps you were looking for happiness. Perhaps you were looking for peace. Perhaps you simply wanted life to feel a little lighter. Maybe you have discovered something unexpected. You didn't need more information. You simply needed a few gentle reminders. You remembered that you wanted to live. You questioned the scripts you had been given. You unpacked the bags that never belonged to you. You opened the doors you had quietly kept locked. You looked honestly into the mirror. You planted your own garden. You found your quiet center. You became warmth for the people you love. You discovered that your light becomes brighter when it is shared. And with every ordinary day, you remembered a little more of yourself. Perhaps that is all the recall has ever been. Not becoming somebody different. Simply returning to the person you have always been. There will still be difficult days. There will still be noisy days. There will still be mornings when you forget everything you have read. That is all right. The journey is not measured by how often you forget. It is measured by how gently you remember. The silver fox stands beside you. He smiles. He doesn't offer another lesson. He doesn't hand you another chapter. Instead, he quietly points towards the path stretching ahead. This part, he says softly, belongs to you. And in that moment, you realize something beautiful. The silver fox was never walking in front of you. He was simply helping you hear the quieter voice that had always been inside you. One day you may return to these pages. You will notice different words, different meanings, different reminders. Because you will have grown, the book stays the same. You do not. That is the gift of remembering. Today's recall: close the book. Take one slow breath. Go for a walk. Watch a sunrise. Watch a sunset. Drink your tea while it is still warm. Tell someone you love them. Forgive yourself. Forgive someone else. Make someone smile. Live one ordinary Tuesday with extraordinary presence. The silver fox smiles one last time. If you ever feel lost, take one slow breath. Put down the bags. Drop the script. Find your quiet center. The way home has always been inside you. He gently turns. He walks down the path. The morning light filters through the trees. After a few quiet steps, he disappears beyond the woodland, not because he has left you, but because you already know the way. Take one slow breath. Welcome home.